is Isaac Kuria. People knows me like Doc. I own a garage called DOHC Auto. We are specialists in Honda. All we do in Honda is all about maintenance. Maintenance in such a way that we always keep the car into motion and also try to give you peace of mind when you're driving. That's why you can see our motto is driver best friend. So Honda is the best car, and that's why we decided to choose to work in Honda. We have been in this field for more than 5 years, specifically dealing with Honda. The good thing about Honda is so easy to understand and it's so easy to maintain. Only if you give it a good service and also maintenance. Service, I mean, you give it attention in case of anything, you try to maintain it, you give it a quality parts and also standard service. Now, if you speak about Honda, about maintenance, maintenance is all about giving it a standard service. Standard service, like in our garage, which is located in along Thika Road, Roysambu. Our service usually takes 1 hour 30 minutes. We check and scrutinize and ensure everything it is in standard. That is, when you come to our service, we don't just value the engine oil or filter and air filter. We check everything and ensure that all systems are working, are in a good condition. For that, it can give you that surety and a confidence when you're driving for a given kilometers, it will be safer for you, and also know those breakdown in the load. Yeah? So our service usually starts from 3,000 upwards, depending on the kilometers that you need. But we really prefer to use a fully synthetic oil that that covers 10,000 kilometers. And also after that, the reason we take 1 hour 30 minutes, we check something like suspensions, brakes, coolant. Yeah, we give you a comprehensive detail about your car. Another thing, the reason we decided to start doing a comprehensive service, because we came to understand sometimes parts, Honda parts, they are a bit expensive. But if you prepare in advance, we give you an approximate prices that can cost you. Before the parts are totally on out, you'll be in a position to plan yourself and you come and fix them. Then there is a reason why we decided to deal with Hondas. As you understand, most of the people just say that Honda is Honda. The car is just a car. But every car has a different technology, different problems. So we decided to deal with one car in such a way that we will understand it from the roots. Yeah, we'll understand it from the roots. So where we want to gamble with somebody's money, where we'll be able to solve more issues via the experience and via many things that you tend to come across. Because when you come across one problem here and there, you'll be able to summarize them and analyze them and get to understand them. That's why we decided to stick to one car and we really try to understand them fully. Yeah, for you to maintain something, you have to have a know-how and also understand the technology, right? So we, because of being in this field for long and also understanding Honda, there is some problems we encounter. There is this notion that most of the people say that we have a problem with the gearbox for Honda, but the problem is we, not the gearbox. Because if you compare, you can meet somebody with a K80. Yes, that's an older car, yeah? But it is still unstable, it has its own gearbox, but you meet somebody else with a new car, has an issue with the gearbox. So there is that problem about, there is that contradiction between the fluid that you use in a gearbox and also the what is the liter in the dipstick. Yeah? Now, Honda had a problem with that gearbox. Once you have to understand that Honda does not have that picking power. Now, Honda company wanted to narrow down that problem by fixing some gear mesh in those gears for them to cater for those two low gears, number 1 and number 2. And that's when they were purposing to use a HMMF. Yeah, that stands for Honda Multimatic Fluid. But because HMMF was a bit corrosive with the human body, the project didn't go through. There is that organization called SAE. They disqualified the project. Now Honda decided to recall the project. Yeah, they decided to recall the project and now switch off to a premium synthetic continuous variable transmission fluid. That's a CVT. So what they did, for them to come out in a conclusion, they have to use a premium synthetic continuous variable transmission fluid, which is not only a CVT, because they used they decided to install an advanced technology for the clutches, which is called wet clutch. Wet clutch, that's why they don't use any CVT. They have the specific one, and once you use it, you won't have a problem with it. But most of the people tend to contradict and say CVT is a CVT. Yet there is a component, there is some additives that is well installed in that recommended CVT, yeah, to cater for those wet clutches. And that's why you will hear most of the people saying, oh, Honda inakuragia, but in a reality, we are the cause. And that's why if you check on the dipstick for a Honda, most of them they are written HMMF, which is not there. That's something that Honda were purposing to use. Yes, that's why we use a premium synthetic content. But if you meet somebody who don't have an exposure for those cars, what will happen? They will just check the dipstick, and because people are in a business, HMMF is all over the country, which is just somebody who decided to come with it because they knew we'll go on looking for a dipstick, yeah, and confirming which oil, which transmission fluid we will use. Because it's all over, people still buy it, but that's damaging the gearbox. Yeah, it's my hobby to work in a Honda company, and also I'll be happy and also glad to share this information with you. So what we'll do in every time in the different episode, we'll be explaining different things. Hope you will tend to learn something from it. All the courtesy for DOHC Auto, which is located in Loisambu. Now, next episode, we'll just talk about the cooling system. Cooling system entails which coolant we use in a different cars, the system that comprises the cooling system, and how we maintain a cooling system. Because that's something most of us we tend to neglect. You know, the problem with us, one thing that we have to understand, every liquid in a car, it has a they have a lifespan, yeah? It has a given kilometers or a given number of years or months for it to serve. So, but most of us tend to neglect coolant. So next episode, we'll talk about coolant, maintenance, and what we consider when doing those flushing, radiator flushing, maintenance, and also the type of the coolant that we have to use for a given car. Yeah.